Ben 10 mom say this. Thank you, my God, for not leaving my son. You cover him. Red heart emoji. Well, good for her, because he ain't gonna be able to walk no more, according to rumors. Ben 10 paralyzed. They didn't make it public yet. I'm gonna catch your name and pick out when I post this. Okay, bro, please. So, LOL. I don't want to be in none of that BR mess.
Ben 10 is now paralyzed, and Jay Prince Jr. could reportedly be facing arrest because of it. The son of one of the most influential figures in hip-hop might end up in handcuffs after someone who stood by him is now in a hospital bed, unable to move his legs. April 8th in Houston. At a restaurant called Confession, All-Star Jr. was attempting to leave the building. Jay Prince Jr. allegedly learned he was there, made a call, gathered his people, and sent them toward elevator. Ben 10 showed up out of loyalty and was hit multiple times. Now he can't walk, and Jay Prince Jr. may soon face serious legal issues. Here's what reportedly happened inside that restaurant, who was present, how the situation escalated, and why Jay Prince Jr. will be the one dealing with charges despite not firing a weapon. Let's break it down. To understand the full picture, we have to step back because many of you may not realize the weight behind these names. Let me explain briefly. First, Jay Prince Jr. If you know anything about Houston's rap scene, you know the Prince family carries major influence. His father, James Prince Sr., built Rap-A-Lot Records from the ground up. This is the label that introduced the world to the Ghetto Boys and Scarface, and played a key role in shaping some of the biggest careers in Southern hip-hop. The Prince name in Houston is known to carry generational influence. This isn't just about the music industry. The family has deep connections and a reputation that goes far beyond entertainment. Jay Prince Jr. has been navigating his path under that significant legacy. However, his name has repeatedly surfaced in situations unrelated to music. We've seen him in reports from Miami and in confrontations with Finesse 2 times. Now, his name is linked to one of the most serious incidents of 2026. This situation is different from past online rumors. It involves surveillance footage, eyewitnesses, and a man who is now in a hospital and may never walk again. Next, there's NBA Ben 10, whose real name is Ben Anthony Fields. Ben 10 is an affiliate of NBA Youngboy and part of the Never Broke Again camp. Anyone familiar with YB's circle knows that the group is large, loyal, and has a tough reputation. Ben 10 is a long-standing member and a respected figure in the Baton Rouge street rap scene, not just a random associate. This makes the fact that he was the one injured even more significant, as he was a well-regarded individual who ended up caught in a situation that many feel should not have involved him. The third person involved is All-Star Jr., real name Jeremy Ford, born February 6, 1994, from Detroit, Michigan. He grew up on the west side's Joy Road before moving to the east side. All-Star Jr. rose to prominence with the Detroit collective All-Stars Ball Hard alongside artists like T Grizzly. He is considered a legitimate street rapper from Detroit, a city known for its competitive and tough rap environment. He has a history of mixtapes and a solid reputation. On the night of April 8, 2026, he showed he was prepared to defend himself. These 3 individuals are the central figures in this event. The incident took place at a restaurant named Confessions on the 3200 block of Kirby Drive in Houston, Texas, late on a Wednesday night around 11:30 p.m. With the key individuals identified, let's explore what is said to have happened. This situation is complicated because it reportedly didn't start at Confessions, but much earlier. The conflict, according to what's been circulating from multiple sources, traces back to a dispute over a woman, specifically All-Star Jr.'s child's mother. Allegedly, Jay Prince Jr. became involved with this woman. Beyond that, there are reports suggesting that Jay Prince Jr. may have been physically aggressive toward All-Star Jr.'s child. It's important to state that this specific detail is an unconfirmed allegation, but it is being described as the starting point for everything that followed. When street politics are mixed with personal disrespect, especially concerning children, situations rarely remain on line. They tend to escalate. The events unfolded when All-Star Jr. was in Houston. Whether he was there for business or other reasons, he and Jay Prince Jr. were in the same city and their paths crossed. Reports indicate that when Jay Prince Jr. learned All-Star Jr. was at Confessions that night, a call was made. He allegedly began gathering his people to come to the location. Among those who responded were Ben 10, another affiliate of YB, and members of the Mob Ties crew. Consider the players on the board. A figure from Houston's influential Prince family reportedly called for backup. because a Detroit rapper with whom he had an alleged personal issue was in the same building. The strategy was to send a group to confront him at the elevators while he was reportedly trying to leave, a detail that many find significant. All-Star JR was reportedly on his way out. He was leaving when they stopped him near the elevators. They surrounded him, several people rushing one man, trying to pull his chains, throwing objects, and overwhelming him like it was some chaotic scene. And through all that, All-Star JR stayed composed. Now, let me pause here because I need you to really picture this moment. You have one person being crowded by a group inside a restaurant. He ends up on the ground, people pushing, items flying. It looked, by all accounts, like it was going to be completely one-sided. But here's what really happened. And this is the part that changed everything. An object dropped during the chaos. Someone from Ben 10's group allegedly had something on them, and in the middle of the struggle, it hit the floor. All-Star JR, who reportedly didn't have anything on him that night, picked it up, and that's when everything shifted. In an instant, the entire situation inside that restaurant changed direction. At approximately 11:30 p.m. on Wednesday, April 8th, 2026, Houston police responded to reports of serious disturbance at Confessions Restaurant on Kirby Drive. What they found when they arrived was confusion and panic. 2 individuals were injured. Lieutenant R. Wilkins of the Houston Police Department addressed the media and described what investigators saw at the scene. One individual had multiple injuries to the upper body. The other had injuries to the lower areas, including legs and arms. Soon after, people in the area began sharing their own accounts of what happened.
3200 Kirby Drive at the Confessions nightclub, just behind me upstairs. It's a bar/restaurant type location. Tonight there was probably, 20, 30 people in there and several servers and everything. Got some pretty good video. We got 2 victims on the scene right now. This is a shooting. We got 2 victims. Let's see, one's been shot multiple times in the torso, probably in his late 20s. Another one's been shot in the extremities, in the lower extremities, and also all throughout his arms and everything several times. He's probably in his mid-20s. They're both transported to local hospitals right now, and they're both in very critical condition. So my name is Lieutenant R. Wilkins, Willkens.
Within hours of the incident, reports started circulating that one of those injured was NBA Ben 10. The updates coming out sounded serious, not just hurt, but in critical condition and placed under intensive medical care. But the situation raised even more concern as different sources began sharing claims about long-term impact. There were rumors suggesting he suffered injuries that could affect him permanently. Nothing has been officially confirmed yet. His family and team have not released any detailed statement about that. But people close to the situation have been talking. And when you notice there haven't been any recent photos or updates from him, no reassuring posts, nothing from his inner circle, that silence has people questioning everything. OG Monique, the mother of YB affiliate OG 33, did post on Instagram saying that Ben 10 is conscious and asked people to stop spreading false reports about his death. And that matters. He is alive. But being conscious doesn't necessarily mean everything is fine. It doesn't automatically mean a quick recovery. That difference is important to understand. Meanwhile, All-Star Jr. left that location. He got up, he moved, and he left the scene. Because here's something many people are overlooking in this discussion. From a legal perspective, what All-Star Jr. did could be viewed as self-defense. He was surrounded and outnumbered, and the situation had escalated quickly. Reports suggest he reacted in the moment, using what was already there to protect himself. Houston authorities acknowledged early on that self-defense was part of the investigation. At the time of reporting, no arrests had been made and no charges have been announced against All-Star Jr., and that detail alone has people talking everywhere. Now, this is where people began connecting deeper context. Many believe the situation may not have been as simple as it first appeared. The idea that it was only about a chain doesn't fully explain everything leading up to that night. There were already tensions, personal disputes, and reports of prior issues between individuals involved. Some claim that certain people were alerted about his presence at that location, which raised questions about how everything unfolded. These are still claims circulating online and have not been officially confirmed. But here's the broader legal point to understand. If someone plans or organizes a confrontation, brings people together, or sets events in motion that lead to serious harm, the law can still hold them responsible, even if they were not directly involved in a physical incident. That's why situations like this are taken very seriously, and why investigators look at the full chain of events, not just what happened in the moment. The law recognizes concepts like felony liability and conspiracy. If investigators are able to show that someone helped organize a group and directed them toward a confrontation that night, the legal consequences could be serious. Think of it this way. If the condition of one of the injured victims worsens, then anyone proven to have played a role in setting events in motion could face major charges, even without being directly involved in the incident itself. Online reactions intensified when footage appeared showing certain individuals present at the scene, which confirmed they were there. When that presence is viewed alongside claims about phone calls, possible motives, and the group that showed up, it creates a timeline that authorities will carefully examine. Houston police have stated the investigation is active and ongoing. No official suspects have been named publicly so far, but surveillance footage from confessions is expected to provide a clearer picture of what happened without speculation or outside influence. At the same time, people online have been debating responsibility. Some argue that multiple sides contributed to the tension that night. There were reports of confrontation, rising conflict, and prior disputes that may have led up to the situation. None of the individuals involved appear completely uninvolved in the buildup. However, from a legal and moral standpoint, what matters most is how the situation unfolded in that moment. The distinction between initiating a confrontation and responding to one can shape the entire outcome of a case. The events that took place at Confessions on April 8 sent immediate shockwaves through the hip-hop community, and the impact is still being felt as more details continue to emerge. First, the Mob Ties situation. Jay Prince Jr. has been building his Mob Ties brand and circle for years, and many artists and figures in Houston have aligned themselves with that name and movement. But after this incident, people are starting to raise serious questions. How many situations have turned negative due to close association with Jay Prince Jr.? Online discussions have pointed out that this isn't the first time his name has surfaced around serious incidents. Think about the Takeoff shooting. Takeoff, a member of Migos, lost his life in Houston in 2022, and Jay Prince Jr.'s name was mentioned as being nearby, although he was not charged in that case. The point people are making is about patterns. When the same name continues to appear near difficult situations, conversations naturally shift from coincidence to accountability. Second, NBA Young Boys Camp is in a complicated position. There has been known tension between him and Jay Prince's circle. So the fact that Ben 10, someone associated with YB, was present at this location and allegedly connected through that network adds another layer people are questioning. Why someone from that circle would be in that environment is something many are still trying to understand, and there isn't a clear answer yet. Third, All-Star Jr.'s position in all of this. The artist from Detroit came to Houston and walked away from the situation, while others were left dealing with the aftermath. From a public perception standpoint, that kind of outcome quickly shapes a narrative, especially in street discussions where people interpret events based on how things appear on the surface.